Okay, so we've just landed in 5-star hotel. What's it called?
Multi-Grand Hotel.
Multi-Grand Hotel, which is in, we're in Armenia. We're just outside of Yerevan.
Yeah.
On our motorbike tour, and we just landed. And the thing I love about 5-star hotels is they all look like this. It's like, is gaudy the right word? It's like, wow, it's ridiculous. Like there's all the gold.
Oh my
And
god.
like, yeah, intense chandelier. And here's what I think about these, because
Ooh, the red carpet and the crowd too.
yeah, like if you actually got real money, you're not staying in a fucking hotel with other people. You're just not. If you've got real money, you're staying somewhere private, or you're staying on an island, or you own somewhere and you go there, or you're on a yacht and you go there. And so these places that are 5-star, like they all look like shit. Their carpets are like old, the fittings are old. Every Shangri-La that I've been to looks like
yeah,
shit.
it looks like this.
Yeah, they look disgusting. All right, what room are we? 3, 1, 2. We might have walked past it. So I've basically just found more and more evidence that places like this are for middle-class people to like get their imaginary version of what a wealthy experience is or what a rich life is. But it's honestly pretty lame. And having spent time in, does someone with a net worth over $10 million really want to have to walk into a room and put a plastic card in there to turn the lights on? But when you go outside, the power gets cut. Like really? Is that actually a 5-star experience? No, I don't think so. But anyway, I digress. It's not a bad place. It's just a weird experience. It's just a weird experience. So here's like weird light fittings, gross old chairs. My nana, who's gone now, had nicer chairs than those chairs. I'm like, let's look at the bathroom. It's probably old and stingy as well. Here, oh, disgusting. Like, look at that. Look at that. I mean, look, it's got a nice fitting there, but I'm kind of expecting the 1990s bathroom of my childhood, which had like pink tiles. All it is it's yellow tiles instead of pink tiles. It's the only difference between Western Sydney shithole. Well, it wasn't a complete shithole, but it was like very, very basic brick house in Western Sydney in the 90s, which is where I grew up. Take a look at these bed sheets, and then like look at these switches. I mean, they haven't quite yellowed yet, but just like the color of the rest of the room makes me think that they're going to be yellow in a few years. Gross. Whoop, 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 whoop. Here we go. Oh, skirting boards aren't lined up. Tragic. So having spent, these places are not $1,000 a night because it's a developing country. So having been to a few of these places in developing countries, Philippines, Southeast Asia, this is in Armenia, I've had these experiences and they just do not impress me. And I've gone to some nicer places in some nicer, well-developed countries, and the old school 5-star experience doesn't do it for me. Somewhere modern, different, yeah, sure, that's great, but this ain't it. Now, this rant is in no way a reflection of the Armenian people or the country. This is just 5-star hotels in general and Peter's thoughts on them. But here's the rub, and I want to leave this video on a bit of a positive note, even though I've been a little bit negative so far. If you want to have an authentic experience, if you want to have a great experience of accommodation in a country, especially if it is a developing economy, stay with locals or stay with a local business. Smaller hotels, smaller lodges, Airbnbs, places that actually directly support locals, rather than a large place like this. It happens to be part of a casino complex. Look, don't get me wrong, it's an okay hotel. The prices are reasonable, it's clean, that's fine for a roof over your head and a nice place to stay. But it's quite possibly foreign owned. It may not even be owned by locals. And if you want to actually support those who are up and coming in the economy and trying to make it themselves, probably better to stay somewhere a little bit more local than a 5-star like this. So here's my rant number 2 for 5-star accommodation. I've got an update to my last rant on the hotel that we stayed at on our trip. Because we stayed at a luxury boutique hotel over the last, well, just one night. And what was really interesting about it was created by some people that we met. They weren't friends of ours until we went there. We now consider them friends. It's very lovely. And the hotel is actually still in construction. But interestingly enough, what they had created was, in general, all the rooms were nice. And, you know, I guess you could call them like modern luxe. Not necessarily like 5 or 6 star or anything like that, but modern luxe. But they had one really nice suite, or 2 suites that they're building. One was finished construction. And as the owner was showing us around inside that suite, he showed us a marble table that had been imported from, I can't remember where, but it had come,
Wait.
I think it had come through Thailand, but it had been imported and brought all the way there. Beautiful wooden table, which was rosewood. Was that the Thai one? Asia somewhere. Beautiful rosewood
That
table.
was Thai for sure.
And next to the room, next to the suite, was a dedicated boardroom for meetings, Ethernet cables, and you know, when I think about myself and the way that I want to travel, I don't mind staying in pretty normal hotels. I don't mind camping. I'm pretty adventurous. I don't really care where I stay. But if I'm in like kind of business mode, Pete, sometimes I'll fly to San Francisco, I go to a Google conference. Or sometimes I'll be in the Philippines and I'll be meeting with our team there and we'll be running a big team training. And what I care about is decent internet, quiet work environment. I don't want to be bothered and I don't really want to be around any other guests.
Pizza.
I don't want to go to a...
Pizza. Stella says,
Yes.
make it new. 500 meters.
Okay,
Ah.
okay.
Okay.
We're gonna walk. Yep,
Ah.
that's okay. Yep, that's
That's
okay.
okay.
It's closed. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So what I think about when I travel
Thank you very
is...
much.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's closed.
500 meters.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Ah.
Easy. It's just 2 blocks. Super easy. So what I really liked about that room was it had a private entrance.
1 second, 1 second.
And so not only, I mean, it had a helipad, that was a side note, which is pretty cool, but it had a side entrance. And what I liked about that is the private entry was for more discerning guests. And I thought, you know, in my rant yesterday, in a 5-star hotel that had faux furniture, not really nice furniture. It was trying to give the appearance of being nice or the appearance of being antique furniture. Yet this hotel was private. It was curated, especially.
1 second.
And basically it was set up for those who actually wanted to be discerning about where they're staying. Thank you very much. And that is an actual 5-star experience. That's actually an experience that's going to be memorable. And if you think about the kind of clientele who want a 5-star experience, what they want is something that they can share with their friends, maybe brag a little, but most importantly, they want something private and away from others. So I'm really glad that our new friends who have created this beautiful accommodation have actually connected to what somebody actually wants when they're looking for a 5-star experience. An actual discerning guest who actually wants not necessarily opulence, but the feeling of luxury is peace and quiet, privacy, good facilities, and I guess an experience that they can really experience. Something that you can't just buy and get straight out of the packet like everyone else does. Any final thoughts on that?
No.
So thank you to our friends at Aureni Lodge for showing us what I couldn't show you or couldn't articulate in my last video. Help me get this one wrapped up nicely.